individual skill can definitely overthrow that other CT side. And it will be Rare starting on the T side as well, and the confidence of this roster, right? Zaz, Giuliano as well, known as the favorites across all of the female tournaments. Come into this one, they're going to have the strong confidence, and a map like Cobblestone as well, especially on the T side, when you have those audacious peaks towards B platform, towards A long, skill can definitely override the server.
Well, let's get into it. It is going to be that first round. ARES starting off on that CT side, as we said. Res are going to be your Ts, as they vastly make their way over to a quick B stack into this round.
Very interesting already. Nevertheless, though, Potter leads the
Bouncing, gets the opening frag. She takes down Discuna. Follow-up frag comes through as well. Everyone's being punished by Potter on the entry.
And there you have it, 5 versus 3. No Kevlar actually coming out from the likes of ARES women. Obviously expecting a drop take potentially, but lacking the Kevlar for the retake. This is going to be incredibly difficult.
Zaz just needs to hold close here as well. If Cindy pushes through, it's just on her plate. Hammers back on the Glock, does find the headshot as well. A knife actually comes in on Tati. She's been killed by Vilga. Well, that's brilliant as a start.
There you go, Res Gaming coming out hot and fast already on the pistol round. Great strategy as well coming up from Res. You saw Potter being the IGL captain now of this team, being brought over from the US. Initial round as well, you smoke out Electric, you go for the Speedway wrap coming in. You see as they flashed out, Potter jumps towards Speedway, comes the wrap around behind Statue. Easy first frags found obviously for ARES, expecting the drop take coming out from Res Gaming. So lacking the Kevlar, required to retake that B-bomb site.
Exactly. Now into this round, obviously they have weapons to play with. Just go for that slow anti-eco, play your defaults, hold it back, wait for the push to come towards you.
So, 3 SMG buy coming up from Res Gaming. Antika, Giuliano, and Vilga going to be wielding the SMGs with that. Obviously, MAC-10s, UMPs, they can go close range towards drop. Teams, you know, Space Soldiers, notorious of how good they are on Cobblestone. They love going towards drop on their anti-ecos, obviously clear out the positions, close range with those MAC-10s.
It's true, the Moneymaker weapon starts to about. Going to get that cash flow going. If they do find a frag with it, damage is being done from the side. Fire back. Luckily, Pop will find the headshot on Tori. Just need to clear these angles, slowly take the site, and make sure they restrict the damage done to their economy. That's going to be what Riley wants to do. Dons the CZ, gets the first kill. Is able to play around the smoke now as well, as it falls into a 3 versus 2. They are armed, but they're still going down. The CT side wasn't able to pull anything too wild out of it. It's all on Cindy's hands now. She's really run amok. MAC-10 gets the first spray, takes down Antika. It's into a 1v2. Zaz and Julie. Let's see if they can try and make this work. She really backs up, doesn't clear the site, and Giuliano was able to get the spray towards her with the MP7. That's cash, and that's the round.
Yeah, crucial round as well for Res Gaming to win. Obviously on a map like Cobblestone as well, winning the T-pistol, very similar to Inferno in that regard. You win that T-side pistol and it's very easy to snowball this momentum, success into the first buy round, obviously. You go 3-0 up, CT side, ARES, they force buy, they go for the CZ armors, the Deagles are they're going to be utility required to hold off the B-rush that eventually back up into the buy rounds.
Well, they've gone for the overwhelming push there, obviously just trying to see what they can get out of the round. They do actually find Zaz. She went for a little bit of a struggle, couldn't quite compose herself, so it does go down. That's the AK now being transferred over to Riley. Let's see if she can really do too much with this. Try and find some leeway, or potentially just hold on to it. She has a Molotov as well that was scavenged.
Yeah, may as well save onto the AK, obviously save this for the next round, potentially could drop over an AWP, depending on how many players forced. Instead though, SMGs and whatnot picking up the frags left, right and center, so just going to be Riley saving the AK into the first buy round here of Group B as well. I mean, you could argue this easily being the 2 favorites for the whole tournament. Obviously, this is a essential rematch of the last Copenhagen Games finals.
Antika might have caught wind of something here. Seems like she's had a sniff around. She might spot that one. Charges through. Damage is done, but not quite a kill there. She's quite overstood, so she falls short. The last hurdle, but there's the nade. Absolutely dunked on by Vilga.
Right there. Into the buy rounds now. Let's take a look at the buy coming out from ARES. You can see already DishQ having the defuse kit. At least that's one silver lining here. They are lacking the AWP, and obviously the AWP is such a fundamental aspect of CT side Cobblestone. Taking control towards B platform, obviously having the long range duel towards platform, towards A long as well. It's very common you see the AWPers go for those peaks towards A long. Very easy to gain map control. Wielding the AWP on that CT side, obviously. So 4 ARES now coming into the first buy round. How are they going to be situating their CT setup? You can see as well, they're trying to go for the control towards platform. Obviously, typically, you would see the one-way being thrown out there. Try and get the first frag towards B plat and follow them towards the A side.
Just making their presence known right now, planting seeds of doubt around the map, Snods, as everyone tries to keep things nice and calm. They're going to be backing off as well, slowly walking back through down steps towards that A site, grouped up with the bomb. No trades just yet. There's a minute left on the clock.
Actually, a good setup here from ARES. Obviously, Tori boosted up towards Godspot, or the top of tree. Molotov comes out as well. Going to be seeing if they can deny the peak from ARES. But actually, if Tori gets this one frag now, falls back, has the 5 versus 4, 1 player advantage, they can play the retake towards A and they should find success.
Critical, she gets it. She will get one though. Can't quite grab the second, just runs out of ammunition at the wrong time. Goes down to Juliano. Daz as well. Needs to find the entry. Punishes Cindy as she drives by. Nearly found the marksman shot. But Tatty is dealing damage from the back of Van. Luckily, Potter comes in to put an end to this madness, leaving them in a bit of a stalemate, a 2v2, but the CTs are actually in manageable positions. Just damage as well, Snods. Vilga is down and out, and it's all on Potter in a horrible position. The bomb is down in no man's land.
Will be salvaged though, 20 seconds left. Smoke comes out towards Connector. Has to try and isolate these into 2 individual 1 versus 1s. Goes for the peek in towards Hobbit. Doesn't actually spot any players out just yet. If the bomb does cross, she has the AWP. She can hold the angle towards balcony. Wide face towards her long, but here it comes. Bomb is planted. Peek towards long comes out. Riley's going to find that final frag. 3-1, and crucially as well, first frag found. Sorry, the first round, found for the CT side. As I said before, it's very easy to snowball the advantage on the T side.
Counter-terrorists win.
Yeah, looking good as obviously they have picked up the first 3 rounds for Rez, but now ARES grab 1. They just need to try and keep that consistency going. Don't take a massive hit to their economy. Try and play this safe. Let's see how it will develop. Cindy obviously on the donned AWP as well that was scavenged from Potter's body.
So, how is the AWP going to be utilised in this one? Going to give the peek towards A-Long potentially, and actually she's going to be able to clear out a lot of information. If she sees no one towards A-Long, it's going to be fairly obvious it's going to be a commitment now towards B.
Antika wants it though. She's hungry for these frags. Bounds instantly to the side, trying to show off her acrobatic skills as she moves around. There's the damage as well. Finds the headshot on Riley. M4 isn't going to find any success. They've secured the site, and all the line of sight is actually blocked off as well. The CTs are trapped and just being toyed with. Zaz has the timing. She's tried a little bit too early. It's found by Tori. Killed with a FAMAS. This Q comes through as well. It's a little bit of a bloodbath. It's all over the place, but luckily Antika's there to just try and round things out and close down that round. That's a reset as well. That's not going to be great for ARES.
So, 1-4 then going forward. The reset now coming into fruition for ARES. Heartbreaking scenario here for the CT side. Obviously, you win the first buy round, trying to get the rounds chained together in your way. Obviously, you want to be able to accumulate enough cash to warrant the loss of a buy round. The problem is right now for ARES, you win the 1 round in isolation, 2 players only surviving, which means now they're faced with a scenario where they're onto a CZ buy, lack of defuse kit as well. If they lose this round again, Jack, they're going to be forced onto an eco. This could easily be a 6-1 lead already into this best of 1, remember, on Cobblestone.
Yeah. This is not going to be a good start. In terms of utility they have to play as well on the CT side, we've got double flash and a HE over on Tatty. They're just waiting as well. Rez playing it smart, playing it slow, just slowing down that tempo. The contact will come towards them. Giuliano nearly absolutely destroyed as well. Tacked down to 25 HP Snods in the first confrontation.
So, bomb still left outside drop. You can see as well drop control coming up from Rez Gaming. They're expecting the armor to be backed up behind the pistols, and they're not wrong. It'll be the first frag found there by Disq again. The headshot capability behind that P250, dealing damage in the flank as well from Cindy.
Yeah, this is what I want to see. Cindy needs to be faster. The reaction's coming through. It's a game of push and pull right now. She gets in behind him. Vilga spotted around, knows what's going on, and unfortunately the flank comes the true push. Trying to flood out gain site control. There needs to be a plumber there to stop this soon, or everything is going to be soaked snot. The damage is coming through. Potter with a kill on Cindy. It's all up to Riley with just a measly CZ as she hides behind Rock.
1, 3, and there you have it. Giuliano finding that final frag. So nearly, yeah, 4K as well from Giuliano, saving the round essentially. Disq with so much damage dealt early. Finds the first frag towards the platform, gets the dink onto Giuliano as well. So with only, 25 points of health, able to push Rez Gaming over the finish line, and now the eco going to come to fruition now for the CT side, which means, potentially a 6-1 advantage now for Rez, and a round as well, Jack, where they should be able to accumulate a lot of money.
Yeah, but it's going entirely their way. It's gone absolutely fantastically, and it is just Cindy left with a P250. Just find a cheeky little frag there towards Giuliano, but that's all she's going to grab.
I feel like it's maybe a bit understated, the value of having 4 or 5 players stay alive. Obviously, so much of the time it's always the MAC-10s or the MP7s trying to push for those frags, but $300 bonus, you know, difference between obviously an AK frag or an SMG frag. But if you die with an AK or an MP7, you know, that's thousands of dollars worth of difference in terms of what you lost to your economy. But nevertheless, though, easy anti-eco coming from Res Gaming as ARES push into their crosshairs. And now into the buy around Tatu with the first frag towards drop. Vilga trying to see if he can dominate with the confidence already gathered from the 6-1 scoreline. Potential cockiness of the facing it from Reds.
It's true. Could that be their downfall? They play a little bit too heavy-handed into this one. Still grouped up towards the A site. You can see ARES actually reacting around this, grouping up with a double setup towards Matrix. There's the flash from Zaz and Potter as they do peek into it. They're going to be able to trade it off, but they slow it down for now. Mass rotate coming into effect as well. Maybe if Antika found something there, it could have worked out well, but all that's left is Giuliano on her lonesome, like a lost child in Asda. She looks stranded, Snots.
Yeah, definitely. Towards middle. Minute left on the clock. Smoke comes out towards connector, so they know exactly where she is. The push as well from Disq. Clearing out towards drop. Also the push as well from Tori towards a long. They're quarantining Giuliano towards connector now. They know she should be somewhere around here. Tati. Oh, actually, the gun Riley sees her.
She gets the info, but she doesn't realize Tati was behind her. Tati able to execute, finds the headshot, crisply done. And they go through with their second round now.
4's going to come to fruition here. Not sure which team it is or whether or not it is tactical or technical, obviously. You could argue both ways. First match of the new group should be potentially some technical problems that can come to the surface. But then again, you know, on the flip side, if you look at it more logistically, Res Gaming could be, you know, trying to work out this round. What happens if they win this one, Jack? They go 7-2 up. They reset the money again for ARES Women. So this is a crucial round here for Res Gaming if they want a real dominant showing in their first matchup here at Intel Challenge.
Yeah, and this is the thing as well for Rez. I feel like in terms of coming into the server and coming in hot, they just want to lock it down. They want to have a massive big opening matchup, prove that they're warm, prove that they're feeling comfortable, and just be able to try and set that scoreline to try and set the dominance and really show what level they're capable at. And as well, for the fact just to be like, look, you remember what happened last time we got to the finals? We didn't even want you to get to the finals.
We have it. Pause has been undone. Makes me believe it might have been a tactical pause. Big round for both these teams here, Jack. This is a fundamental round in terms of ARES loses one, they get reset. We could easily be looking at a 9-2 advantage here for Res Gaming if they win this round. Conversely, for ARES Women, they have to win this one if they want any chance on this season so early on Cobblestone. Obviously, Potter now with the ADP, holding up the peak towards platform, and that could actually be a good reasoning from ARES. Obviously, try and gain some information. They've been rushed towards the B site twice now. They've lost A twice as well from the A-long contact players coming out from Giuliano and Zaz. At what point do we see B-plat control coming out from ARES? Obviously, if there is no rush at the start of the round, does that allude to slow control towards A? Can they try and read what ARES is trying to bring to the bigger picture?
Yeah, just need to try and get some idea behind what they're actually doing. Get a read on them soon. Minute and 10 left on the clock. So what do you see? Slow bit of push and pull coming out from Rez. They make noise towards drop down. The smokes go up to respond against this as well. But in terms of the utility they actually have left on ARES by now, it's only 2 smokes remaining. So if they need to zone them out, Snods, they're cutting things close.
Here's that final smoke. Tori, number 4, towards a long. So, obviously, 40 seconds left. As she deploys that smoker, 40 seconds, it's going to leave. 25 seconds, 22 seconds left on the clock. And that could cause some big implications for Res Gaming if they're going to try and go towards the A side. Flashes come over. Here comes the hit towards A. Can Tori hold the line?
That's that first contact. The rotate comes through. She doesn't realize they're already past her. They've got up the sideline. Antika and Giuliano with the explosive entries. The last remaining CTs can't try and respond as well. Sure, they're grouped up, but they have just been overwhelmed. That was brutal on the entry.
Forced to save now. It's going to harp and be harsh towards ARES, obviously, but the CT setup there towards A was fairly abysmal. You have Tori, obviously, holding off towards the A-long push, and then you had Cindy towards APC, holding towards A-long, right? The setup all makes sense. Cindy behind the headshot angle towards APC. She finds the first frag, but I'll allude to that just a second later. Oh my god, they
Saves his weapon, Zaz. At least she's taken down before she just executed everyone that was there. But obviously, Riley just left on 1 HP. They're not going to be able to take him down now, so at least they do get through with 2 weapons. But that is by far not the way you wanted this round to go.
Yeah, telegraphing exactly where they are. They will be able to get away scot-free with the 2 weapons, I believe. And then you have to be front of the final frag as well. But yeah, back to the point, right? Cindy finds that first frag, obviously baits for Tori because she finds the first kill. She can fall back, hold towards mid. They all walk into Tori's crosshair, not expecting the other player close. The issue is, though, Jack, that all relies on an A-long contact. If any players go towards middle, they're shooting 2 players in the side of the head. Nevertheless, though, round number 10, 7-2 advantage here. ARES coming against 2 surviving players, so those 2 surviving players can drop over 2 extra rifles. We are seeing a decent buy come out from the CT side. B plat control potentially as the deep smoke or flashbang. What is it going to be? The smoke. But I believe Res Gaming, obviously gleaming with confidence, going to push through.
If their respective play will actually come back and benefit them. Riley as well with the straight face to try and see if she can actually punish. There's a little bit of damage transfer between them as Riley backs off now.
All that utility used, all gone to waste. 1 smoke remaining, which has been deployed towards A now. So we have no utility left essentially for ARES. Towards the B bomb site, they have Riley's 1 flashbang. That's the only counter grenades they really have to try and stunt or halt an aggressive push from Res. Lack of the AWP as well, and potentially an extra player. Tati though and Tori chime in towards A long. Frags go back and forth, but it's a 3 versus 3.
They've actually bypassed Tori here as well because they've gone through mid, so the timing hasn't worked out well. She's trying to clear towards mid, luckily discovers Potter, tags her up but couldn't actually finish her off. They've got site control. This is going to have to be a quick rotate from Discu, but it's still not going to bode well for this round. They've got to welcome that. They've walked on and they've taken the site, and they're just going to welcome him in.
Exactly where Tori was towards A long, expecting the A site to be completely clear. And obviously, welcome Matt down towards A. Bomb goes down, just leaving Tori last alive now. 13 points of health, forced to save the M4 into the next round. And once again, you know, I said this could be a 9-2 scoreline, and it should be. It's going to go 8-2 now. Force out on Eco from ARES. A 9-2 scoreline early on, and this is the previous finalists from Copenhagen Games, but this is the same storyline from the majors essentially, with the legend status, right? We obviously saw Gambit, former major champions, between the majors drop off completely, not able to make it even to top 8. And it goes to show, you know, between the lengthy course between these big tournaments for the female scene, how so many teams can just fall off in between.
Yeah, or at least right now into this matchup, they've not got their heads together, things aren't looking fantastic. They need to try and have some kind of resurgence, because this T-side coming out from Res just looks unstoppable.
UMP now for Zaz, expecting the poor economy from ARES. Obviously the 600 per frag kill reward, able to stack up as much cash as possible. And we know, Jack, the more abundance of cash you have, the more risks you can take. Res Gaming currently plowing through ARES. Bomb drop downside drop as well. Just going to be the VP stack towards mid, obviously hoping and praying that Res Gaming come through middle again. But right now for Res, I mean, what's happened so far in the Ecos, Jack? A push towards middle, a push towards A long. They're expecting ARES to push. They're holding passively with the default, trying to find, engage, and
well, that's the first entry from Zaz as well. Tori peeked her. Juliana, if she goes through on this, they're just going to spam towards and try and take her down. It pays off as well. They do punish her, but Zaz has already slipped up on towards the bomb site. That's the bomb, actually, though. As we now fall into a very awkward situation. Tati and Discu are armed. They can both play a crossfire. They can support each other. We're into a 3-on-3.
Obviously, no Kevlar here for ARES. No utility as well. 50 seconds left for Res Gamer to try and change the course of this round, but right now the direction is leaning in favor of ARES. Bomb drop towards middle, and the crossfire is set.
Vilga, she wants to be that
No
front line infantry.
What?
Oh, she's just going to walk in. You can see the flick from Discu as she realised what was occurring, but it's too little too late. She's already down and out. Her teammate follows the same path as well, as everyone has just been obliterated. Riley sneaks in from behind, stealthy assassin. But she will find one, and that's all she could manage.
Not expecting the drop players or the single B players that were lurking towards B to come in from behind. Obviously, they must have anticipated Giuliano, Zaz potentially to rush towards B, Connector come in from middle. That must have been the thought process behind there, but a massive gap in holding the bomb. Ideally, you push towards one half of the map, like you either push towards middle or you push towards respawn. Either way, you have to control one half of that bomb. You cannot just expose
Zaz towards mid. She's been expecting these pushes. We have seen when ARES do want to go a little bit desperate, they have tried to work their way through mid. Nothing really coming out into this one as they once again keep it slow, stack towards the B site early.
Plat control, smoke comes up with a big flashbang as well, trying to keep 2 players. Actually calling up Res Gaming as well, able to chime in there with the M4. Finds 3 easy frags, whoops out the USP, maybe getting a bit overzealous there, and could potentially have overstepped.
Well, we fall into a 2v2. Once again, Tori Sneaking up from behind him, they're going to come out and smoke one by one. She has the time to play with, gets the first. It's all on Zaz now. AK in her hand, but can she slay with it? Calls Tori to DECK. She sprints after her, but no. It wasn't manageable. Tori takes her down as ARES finally get themselves another round on that board.
Fundamental headshot there by Tori. Only 3 bullets left in the M4 magazine. Turns into a headshot to Zaz, and there you have it. 9-3. ARES managing to bring this one back slowly. Obviously, 2 players surviving, so once again, same narrative being written here. What happens if they continuously be reset? They've already been reset twice so far into this matchup. If they get reset for a 3rd time, we could easily be looking at an 11-4 as a bare minimum scoreline here.
Hot up swiftly in as per usual. She loves trying to go for these entries as she bounds around them. They were aware of it this time. Riley as well goes famous with the pharmacy. She gets 2, tried to make it the 3rd, but the hat-trick wasn't ready for her. HE rolls in. Antika takes a bit of face damage as well. Bomb down to just 36 HP. Tori up to her old tricks with the stealthy push. Lands the first kill, follows it up as well. Incredible damage has been done. It's all on Zaz. She had to try and play for the clutch, and there's no clutch today.
Change in approach there from Res Gaming. Obviously, we saw the pissed around and their other SMG rush towards the B bomb site. They smoked off electric, and they would try rush through the speedway smoke and wrap in towards the site. Obviously, change of pace there on the last round from Res Gaming. Instead, actually smoking speedway, smoking across the site, and doing the long wall of smokes. The problem is there, if you don't find the first frag or trade the first frag, you put yourself into a sour situation.
Dry. Cindy just trying to find some frags and make her into this round. Giuliano actually finds a team kill. She doubles it up as she comes back in on towards Cindy. It's all on Zaz here though, a 1v2. Better than expected out of this round considering.
I mean, all you saw there was CZ's careful backing it up. And still able to find 3 frags early on. If the bomb goes down as well, that could allow for Potter to afford the AWP into the last buy round. And interesting to see if the AWP is a important factor of the T side of Res Gaming, or are they going to try and facilitate their T sides just around Zaz and Giuliano, their star players? Or does the AWP from Potter obviously being the IGL play a key role on their T sides, but nevertheless though, it all relies on this bomb plant.
She's only got 5 HP to work with, but tons of utility. Her pockets are full of nades. If she tries to go for this push through connector though, she'll surely be located. She does actually want to try and go for the bold play, but obviously too low. Didn't even get a peek as well. She will fall short there as Zaz goes down. 5-9 is the scoreline. ARES actually bringing it back here. If they can get themselves into the region of a 6-9, it's manageable. It's a lot better than the position they were in originally.
Oh, especially when you as well consider the fact that they've lost the pistol. You minus those 3 rounds, you're looking at what? A 5-6 scoreline essentially when you deduct the additional pistol rounds, when you look at just the buy rounds. ARES have been able to, you know, go toe-to-toe with Res Gaming so far. Nevertheless, the Molotov smoke comes out early, and Tika trying to go for the first frag towards B.
Well, let's see if she can live up to the hype this time around. First headshot, first entry, blows away Riley. So there's going to be no shenanigans coming from her this time. Pretty good job of defending the site. Backed up by Giuliano as well. This firing squad is just everyone. And Tika is crisp as she finds those headshots, Nod.
And there you have it. Obviously, building that one up to be a 9-6 potentially, but now for Res Gaming, there should be double digits in their first half. Here at Intel Challenge, laying down the confidence and showing their promising look as a team. I mean, 10-5, doubling the scoreline for ARES, obviously, potentially padded essentially from the pistol round victory, but nevertheless, 10-5 going into the second half, Jack. If ARES go 2 for 2 in terms of pistol rounds, this should be an extremely quick first map.
Oh yeah. Well, this is the thing for Res as well. As you touched on, the fact that they even brought it back to 5 rounds for ARES, that's pretty good because they didn't get that opening pistol. They had nothing to go on off the back of that. We see Res take the pistol. If they're able to keep it going, at minimum that's 2 rounds. Say if we see the bomb plant go down for ARES, but even then, it's a lot of ifs and buts. There's nothing really set in stone here. ARES, they really need to switch things up. They definitely have the aim potential. You could see them being able to just rip through when they were given the chance to shine. But we need to see more of that coming through. Let's see what they can actually bring to the table here on the pistol.
So, going to be Riley investing into the utility. Giuliano as well, the 8 grenade going to send out the frag grenade towards drop, expecting a heavy presence towards drop, and she's not wrong.
Going for that double peek as well. I want to try and clear it. Could be that heavy hit towards drop. Giuliano saw her to try and punish him with a CZ in close range. She needs to land those shots, but they focus on Vilga and they obliterate her as well. But that's undiscovered, but it doesn't matter. Tori with a flick of a lifetime.
5 versus 3. Riley as well going to be hitting the steps towards T-spawn. Does go down as well to Antika, leaving it just 4 versus 3. The bomb is now planted towards A. We know how hard this site is to retake. Where is the defuse kit dropped?
Cindy, she's got the read and the information of Giuliano's position. She knows what's up. Giuliano, she has the CZ to work with, catches her off guard on the reload as well. Smart play as she takes the 1-2-1. Now it's on the duo to try and deal damage, but the first one goes down. She wants to run rampant. Potter with a headshot, but she couldn't double it up. Giuliano on the site, though, is going to be able to deal enough damage. Switches out to the Glock. Discu is only on 13 HP. If she's forced to face here because of the bomb tap, she will surely go down this firefight. She's going to need to be incredible to outplay Giuliano here, but she's toying with the time. She's running it down. She's doing a smart job of it. Giuliano, you can see the frustration coming out. She's forced to just call it quits. Has to let go.
Such a smart setup there from ARES. Obviously, Tori goes down towards drop. She sees the remaining 2 players from Rest. You know exactly where Giuliano is towards drop. You spot the 2 players coming from behind. So what do? They boost up towards A-Long. They have the other player there baiting, I believe it was for Discu, but nevertheless, great setup there. Res Gaming never expecting the boost towards A-Long. They find the remaining 2 frags, leaving Giuliano in the 1 versus 2. I believe if they don't do that boost jack, they're going to be in Res' round.
See if this round is going to be theirs as well as they push out. Res actually with the first 2 entries, as they'd be able to just thwart this push in towards their bomb site. They're doing a pretty good job of it, but we fall into a 3v3. Site control has been taken. It's fallen to a little bit of a stalemate now. The smokes they did have, they have expended to just try and block off those lines of sight snods. And this is where Cindy's going to be critical as well. They're going to have to try and push out. They do go for the boost behind, I believe, to try and get Potter to go a little bit more elaborate. They've actually called against it.
Yeah, major save. The CZ Kevlar obviously retaking this site. No defuse kit, no utility, low HP as well. No reason to throw away your invested weaponry. May as well run the, roll the dice again into the next round. You have 2 sets of Kevlar. If you can retrieve a weapon as well, potentially you can drop over the CZ to another player and keep that SMG. But instead, they're for Res Gaming, unfortunately, unable to salvage any weaponry, and instead going to try and salvage their CZs, PG-50 there, into the next round.
Zaz obviously trying to cause some shenanigans, see if she could achieve something, but it was all meant for nothing. It's taken now by Cindy. Smart play as well. Everyone exits together, everyone keeps those firearms, so you only have to rebuy on 1 person, so your economy takes nowhere near as big as a hit. So looking pretty good for ARES off the back of the pistol.
And now conversely, we see Karma come right back around. Obviously, Res resetted the money for ARES twice on their CT side. And here we have the eco from Res Gaming. Just going to be Antika with the CZ Kevlar. But apart from that, pistols here and there. This should be a fairly clean round for ARES, unless they do walk into the VP stack towards mid. Obviously, reciprocating exactly what Giuliano saw in the last half from ARES. And that was a round, actually, ARES was so close to winning in that 2 versus 2.
Yeah, it really did go down to a clutch sort of play in that round, to be honest with you. Let's see, though, as ARES, they're just sticking their tiptoes in. They're just trying to test the waters, really. They don't want to overcommit to anything just yet. As you can see, the paranoia, just clearing their angles. Slow and steady wins the race here, Snots.
Most definitely. Obviously, the slower they play this round, the more information they gather, the less of a likelihood they walk into the stack. And the more effective they can be with this, the more money they're going to have going forward into this half. But already the push towards a game of chess. And right now, ARES are winning.
Yeah, they've been able to find Zaz as well. They take her down, but here's that stack coming into fruition. Potter gets the first off the back of the CZ spam. He's going to be able to arm herself with the Kalashnikov as well. Sprints up to try and find some resistance against these invading terrorists that have taken site control. Tori responds as well, back on towards Antika. Potter, you can see Dubious to go for the play. Oh, executed by Tatty as well on the cross with the AK. Beautiful one-tap coming out there. And ARES, they're starting to lock it down. They're getting pretty good momentum behind them. Only 2 rounds disparity between both of these teams now. ARES on 8 and Res on 10.
Yeah, we finally have an actual competitive matchup on our hands. 10-8 being the scoreline going forward, and this is a good pause coming out from, I imagine, Res. If they lose this round, it goes 10-9. They're then forced onto a quasi-buy, an eco potential with pistols. High chance we see a 10-10 scoreline at that point. So if you're Res Gaming after such a monumentous first half, double digits as well on their T side of Cobblestone, you do not want to be giving up so much ground early on in the second half.
No, by no means. Interesting though as well, I want to see what adaptations we're going to see coming out from Res here now. We got the AWP over on Potter. We know she's capable of dealing some incredibly big blows with it. She can completely dismantle incredible plays if ARES want to try and go for something slow. If they're going to walk into this, all eyes are going to be on her for me.
Well, game will go live momentarily into round number 19. First buy of the second half. Res Gaming obviously known for their confidence within the female scene. Let's see if they display their confidence right now, because they're going to need it, as they are lacking that defuse kit. If the bomb is planted, we see a late round clutch. That lack of a defuse kit could be a defining factor.
Here comes the early aggression as well. Cindy wants to try and get out. This is where Homer needs to be crisp, but she misses the initial frag as well. Cindy gets the opener, and this is where everyone's now channeling in. They're tunneling in on that B site. They're focused and expecting it to be a commit off the back of that play, when in reality, we're grouped up outside of A.
5 versus 3. Riley in towards drop, gets the quote-unquote drop onto Julian. The two-man advantage as well. Riley making noise towards Valkyrie, trying to take the attention away from Zaz, and she's done just enough because she's left exposed towards APC. Easy trade frag found, and the distraction job from Riley does pay its dividends back.
Yeah. Rez actually looked a little bit scared there as well. The commit to that over-rotate was massive. Just off the back of spotting one player, they had no real read. I don't think we saw any nades or anything used. There was no bomb being seen. It was a mass over-rotate expecting the early aggression.
The reason for that, Jack, is just before it cut to the missed shot there from Potter. Great job from the observer, of course. Before the missed shot, from Potter, we saw them lining up the NIP smokes towards B. So, if you're Potter, what do you see? She misses the first shot, gives up the first frag towards B. Suddenly, Juliana and whatnot, they see the execute towards the B bomb site. They expect them to pounce on that B site after finding the first frag onto the CT side. And instead, it was all a ruse, leaving Zaz alone towards the A site. Was simply enough for ARES. Coming from behind, you got the flank as well from Riley. Juliano, her first initial thought there is, it's a B execute, you're going to be mollying platform, grenading through the smoke, maybe spamming towards Speedway. That's why we saw Riley able to come down, drop, and get the flank in behind towards connector door.
Yeah. Well, now let's see if they can reap the rewards of what they've woven through that previous round. You can see Rez pretty broke across the board. Obviously, they have gone for the small posse here and there, a few investments into a couple of light pistols. Vilga obviously playing off the weapon she saved into the prior round. But it's going to rely quite heavily on her if they want to go big into this one. Luckily enough, the early play and the commotion is coming towards that B site.
Default coming out from ARES, essentially. No presence really shown towards A, but obviously they have that one player, that big Riley, holding for the aggression from the pistols, expecting Rez to continue their confidence. But right now, bit of a stale second half here from Rez Gaming. Losing 4 in a row. Coming into this round as well, they have Vilga spotting out some players. That's the one M4 that they have in their back pocket, obviously saved from the last round after Zaz gave up that A-bomb site, but 2 frags found now. Tati and Riley find one apiece. The A site completely exposed, and they know exactly where that one isolated M4 is towards B.
Yeah, this is where things could start to go south as well. Obviously, you've got the clear path in towards the A site. Response does come over. It's going to be Giuliano, but all she has is a CZ. Luckily enough to try and play from a close range angle. Maybe she can deal a little bit of damage. Went for the peak. She was caught on the cross as well. Doesn't really get anything out of this. Vilga needs to basically go for another save in this round as well. But Potter can achieve what she wants. She can try and push in if she likes. If she does find a frag, then it's going to work out well in her favor. But even if she goes down, it's not going to be that much of a loss.
Could be a big advantage here for Rez if they can salvage the M4 into the next round as well. Obviously, Vilga can drop over an AWP to Potter. That will allow Potter to buy full utility, defuse kit, pistol as well to back up her AWP. Tied up 10-10. Vilga won't go out. Fighting that struggle, does find 2 frags on the exit, trying to see if he can salvage it. Just Q there, out through electric, finds the final frag. So we are sent to a 10-10 checkmate, essentially, scoreline going forward. Double AWP set up now for Rez Gaming, and this could be extremely, extremely effective. The reason being is obviously, you look at the AWPs, they counter the contact plays, they're weak versus the executes. We've already seen a B execute come out from ARES, but having 5 AKs as well, are they going to potentially overstep? Are they going to go for a concept play where they walk up towards A long potentially and give away that first frag versus the 2 AWPs? Firstly, Jack, if ARES finally decide to get the range like they did in the last buy round versus Zaza A, retaking the A bomb site or even the B bomb site of that with 2 AWPs is going to be such an uphill struggle.
Yeah, it really could come to bite them if they don't realize what they're walking into. Obviously, Rez, though, they need to back up this different style of play. They have to try and make it work from Zaz on the close angle here as well. Cynthia is actually just going to try and work up Matrix, slowly wove her way into the site and see what she can discover on her way.
Potter going for some B platform control. Flashbang coming out to see if he can blind any players towards the backup plat. They have one Molotov, but unfortunately I believe it is on towards Juliana, towards the middle, and it is. So they can't molly out towards the left cubby. Nevertheless, though, Vilga able to go in towards the cubby, towards the platform. Actually going to go back towards the stairs. So we are seeing some second thoughts and indecision already from Res Gaming, and this could be potentially the downfall for a team that's known for their confidence. Is it currently lacking?
Yeah, feels like a little bit restricted, but here comes the true play anyway as they work round and try and get out with drop. But the first frag goes the way of Antika. Does damage back on towards Tori as she wants to try and show off those marksmanship skills. But here's Tani with the timing. It could be incredible if she pulls this off. So teammates have arrived on the scene as well. They want to overwhelm and destroy. Tati finally gets the kill back on towards Zaz. Follow it up as well. Antika down and out in second. She's on a bit of a warpath right now on a roll as she was allowed to just walk into the site. Juliana seemed completely unaware. Vilga attempting to bring it back. It's Potter and Vilga. A 2v1. The bomb has to be planted now. She can go for the pre-fire peek. Take her down. Nice headshot as well to finish it. That'll be a free AK and another round being grabbed.
And the double AWP as well salvaged for Res Gaming, so that will do wonders for their economy going forward into round number 22. Awkward scenario there towards the A side from Res Gaming. You see once again, as soon as they lose drop control, the presence or the paranoia from Res of the A split coming through from ARES is very apparent. You saw as well, Giuliano playing at a weird angle towards the default site, holding up towards balcony, Vilga as well holding out towards balcony. Not expecting the abundance of ARES players charging up middle, able to find those two frags, but nevertheless, pause coming in now. And again, you can argue it for both teams. Look at the money run out for ARES. Only 2 players surviving. They've invested into the double op setup as well, so that's so costly for their economy going forward. They lose this round, it goes 11 to 11. They're forced onto a weak force by UMPs. I mean, what? Zaz is going to have $2,700, $2,500 for Juliana as well if they lose this round. So no M4s into the next round for Res Gaming if they lose this one. It's going to be a UMP buy. Then if they lose that one, an eco, there's a high chance, Jack, this could be a 13 to 11 scoreline. And Res Gaming, the complete favourites for the whole tournament, could be losing their first matchup here, all depending on this one crucial round.
It's huge as well. For ARES, if you come in, if you pick up that first best of one, the fact that you're projected so far ahead already in that group, just off the back of that win, and the fact it'll be against Reds could be incredible for them. So they just need to try and get that back in their mindset. They've been doing a fantastic job so far. Obviously, the comeback has been huge for them. But let's see what they achieve into this one.
Oh, going to be seeing a high octane level of CS right now. Potter through the smoke finds the first frag, and actually that will halt the progression from ARES. You can see like D's and headlights, they're so scared now to go in towards the B-bomb since they lose their first member. Cindy taking out the server, but can they avenge their fallen team?
This is what I was talking about Potter as well. We need to try and see that level of aggression come out for her. Just dismantle those early pushes. She'll be able to back it up as well. Potter with a hat trick. She's hungry for more. Everyone is just flooding towards her. She's able to punish them all. Giuliano as well, thinking, you know what, I'll have the final frag there. Takes down Riley. And ARES grabbed that one in style.
Another pause coming through then for ARES. Obviously trying to go for the fast B set play. Gets halted from the first frag through the smoke from Potter. They then fall back into this, I don't want to say bizarre B execute, but obviously the issue there is Potter has all the information, would have seen the bomb as well through the smoke, so you saw the instant rotation from ARES, from Res Gaming, having even Giuliano who's opening towards A, all 5 players towards the B-bomb site.
Well, that's the thing with it as well. When we have actually seen the aggression go out towards that B-bomb site, there's been nothing there to actually slow him down. Last time, Cindy was able to overpower Potter because of the miss, so they got in. They were able to continue off the back of that. And this is where we just need to see that little bit more come out. Potter, she can be very effective with it. Backed it up this time. Found the frag, and then found an absolute ton more to just completely dismantle on the push. Left them with no communication, no cohesion, and it all fell apart from there.
Now then, you can see for ARES, what, $1,700, that being it for Cindy. ARES lose this round now, they're going to be out of cash. So, Res Gaming winning the pivotal round where the game was at a knife's edge. It could either slip into the hands of ARES, they can force out ecos, force out weak buys from Res Gaming, get a really strong foothold into the second half. Ooh. My goodness, Cindy, they're missing a very easy shot on towards Giuliano. Giuliano will get away scot-free with her life and actually going to be switching up the setup, having Zaz with the M4 towards her long. Could play an off angle, expecting an eventual play. Actually smart as well from Juliana to move her AWP, obviously. Move the AWP from A long to the middle. Will the T side expect the dynamic AWP play from Juliana? Nevertheless, though, on the flip side, will Res Gaming expect potentially another A split coming out from ARES? 3 players outside drop. They have utility, minute left on the clock. Antika this time playing in towards drop. Obviously, Juliana was filling the drop role before with the rifles. Now it's been subdued on to Antika. Nevertheless, there's smoke coming out towards window. Molotov towards B plat. Flashbang.
Both frags from the flashbang. Good teamwork coming through. Just easy pickings for her there. And leaves only 3 players remaining on ARES. This triple threat needs to go huge as they dance their way in towards the bottom side. The Potter's poised and ready. Peeks for the first, and she goes for the shot for the second. She might just grab it. Peeks through as well. Takes down Discu, and it is all on Riley. A 1v4. She is trapped and will be absolutely quaking in her boots, but attempts to try and find these frags. She's just held in. That's all it's going to take. Frag comes through off the back of Potter. And Rez, they've definitely kicked it up into another gear now.
Yeah, crucial as well for Res Gaming, having 4 players stay alive, able to diminish the chance of getting economically reset. And speaking of being reset and being out of cash, ARES now deducted down to just pistols, going to be forced onto the eco. Only player warding Kevlar will be Cindy, has a smoke grenade as well, so they can smoke towards connector if they do take control and overthrow Zaz towards middle.
Zaz with a nice HE as well. Blow them all down as she gets a double kill, switches out to the sidearm as well. First bench shots coming out. It's going to be free for her, and it just leaves Cindy and Tatty in a 2 versus 4. Not the best spot to be in. Too much before they all get blown away. Rez just continuing on to add to that impressive scoreline. 14-10 now, Snods, as we get into round 25.
4-round deficit now for ARES, try and claw this one back. Orb coming out for Cindy. Did invest into Kevlar into the next round, so she will be lacking utility into this potential final gun round, obviously. ARES 2 away from sealing the deal in the first matchup versus the potential second, or definitely one of the top favorites for the whole tournament at that. So a strong performance already from Res Gaming in the first matchup on Poland soil. Polish soil, should I say. Frags go back and forth though, 1 for 1. Tori is taken from Juliana's order, coming out towards drop. Confident plays once again instilled into Res Gaming. We saw that almost fade away for a bit when things got a bit hairy for Res Gaming when we saw the 10-10 scoreline. But you can see now the self-assertive plays are making their way back into the limelight.
That's what they need as well. Obviously, fight fire with fire, try and use that confidence against the opposition, leave them in more of a sour spot in scenarios they don't really want to be in. Tatty as well. A very effective angle, especially with Juliana missing the shot, but it doesn't matter. Switches out to her sidearm. She's going to be able to back up that play anyhow.
Making its way towards B. Should just be the fake coming out. She has a smoke and a Molotov as well, so she could smoke towards platform. Is she lining up a smoke here? Is this one towards... I don't know. This is interesting. It must be towards connector, surely. Let's take a look. Can we follow the smoke, please? Okay. Nevertheless, though, smoke comes out towards connector, I believe. It is towards connector. Antika smoked off, and already Riley finds the first frag towards drop, and the split towards B comes in.
The other way down. She's got her head in the clouds, and now her head is rolling on the ground. She's been taken down by Riley on the entry as they've just obliterated this B site, Snods. They've got to just try and secure it now. You can see Juliana coming over as well. Time's ticking away, but the bomb will be planted, and they'll get away with it.
This next frag is so crucial here from Juliana. Unfortunately, it does go in favour of Cindy. So if you are a Res fan, this game will carry on going forward into round 26 as well. 11-14, but obviously having the clean rounds versus the former Ecos, having 4 players alive in the past 2 rounds means they will have cash to play with into round number 26. $7,000, $9,000 essentially for Juliana. Obviously they are going to get the 1,400 round loss bonus, so that money is going to be padded up a little bit extra as well. She does telegraph exactly where she is, so is there time for ARES to try and hunt down this orb? I don't believe so. Discu trying to see if she can hunt down Juliana. It's definitely worth the risk there. Instead it will go in favour of Juliana. The orb is saved. A buy will come to fruition now for Res. Are we going to be seeing the double op setup carried forward? And we are. costly investment. You saw there, Jack, as well. $7,000, $9,000 onto 3 or 4 players from Res Gaming. Now, after one full buy, that money has been distinguished vastly.
Let's see how this will continue on as well. Vilga, quite an aggressive play. She goes for the Molotov. It will force them out of position. Should have a couple of easy frags here as well. Misses it in the cross, unfortunately. She will be waiting to see if they extend round. Antika as well, holding for the close drop push. Is going to be the double foot out. She's got the read. She actually got them. Tori on the drive-by. Finds perfection there. Snart's flashbang over as well. Everyone is going to be paranoid now towards this B site. They're being hit hard and they're divided. Meanwhile, over at the barn towards A, there is damage being done as well. They've slipped in and they've been back control, making their lives easier.
Great play there from Potter as well. Goes for the smoke, peeks with the smoke just before it blooms. Gains so much information and value information as well towards B platform. Surprising as well, we don't see an extra rotation towards the A site just after she cleared B plat. Nevertheless though, 40 seconds left on the clock, bomb towards B platform. Vilka making her way in towards drop, going to be playing the off angle as well. No flashbang onto Potter's inventory, so it will be the off angle help. No flash peek this time, which obviously found so much success early on into the second half. But Tori finds the first frag, opens up the B bomb site.
This is a good position to work in as well. They can actually try and get something out of this now. Zaz, she's going to hear those footsteps, the pitter-patter. Try and sprint up towards A. That's a beautiful shot there on Riley as well. She actually does find one. And there's going to be a troublesome trio of terrorists. They've taken that A site. It's their domain now. Bombs down as well. Snot. It's all on Potter. Into a 1 versus 3. Not really a position you want to be in right now. Forced to save as well. Hold on to the AWP. You've got a kit. You've got a flashbang as well. No point just throwing that into the wind for no reason.
Let's take a look at the cash as well. Going to be losing 2 rounds consecutively, so they will have $1,900 loss bonus. So what's that? 3,750 there for Potter, so she can drop over an M4 to Zaz. Antika can drop over. Actually, can she? She needs $7,000. She's not going to be able to get, I don't think. So this might be a 4-weapon buy. Maybe Vilga going to be wielding a what? FAMAS potentially, if that. 3 UMP. So should be seeing the single op setup, 3 M4s and 1 UMP potentially buy from Res Gaming. So they can definitely afford some sort of weaponry into round number 27. But then again, it won't be the most prolific.
Well, this is the thing as well. They get into the situation now where they're really touching on the ground and potentially leaving themselves high and dry as well. Since you go for these reinvestments, if these rounds do start to slip past you, that's where it's just going to be that constant knock-on effect. So ARES, these rounds are going to be
especially for the whole group as well. And if you think about the difference in terms of what people expected the outcome to be into Group B, Res, the obvious favourites, ARES, could they have the underdog potential to try and go for the upset? And right now they are proving extremely competitive. Thankfully as well, the pistols went 1 for 1. One of the issues we could have saw was never seeing this amount of rounds come out from this matchup. This could have been a swift 16-6, 16-9, and we never would have seen how competitive Res Gaming are, where they can go skill-wise, strategy-wise as well, toe-to-toe with the favourites.
forced back as well here now as the early Molotovs do start to come out and at least draw attention towards them. They have to restructure this defense and see if they can actually find success when the push comes their way. As everyone gets poised and ready, drop down control is being encroached upon as well. Double players are out. It's going to be a flash from Tori. This is when the entry will kick off. Swiftly done as well, the entry there on top. That is fantastic. Fervor follows it up. 3 frags for Tori. One after another, Snod. She just deletes everyone from the site.
2-player advantage now for ARES. Res Gaming, they put everything they had into this round. Surely you have to save in this scenario. This could easily be... This could be overtime. Think of it this way, Jack. They have to save into the next round. It goes 13-14. Lose that round. 14-14 should be the scoreline we're seeing only momentarily into the next few rounds. And if it is all squared up, all tied up 14-14, is the inexperience of this roster, I don't mean individually, I mean as a 5-player core, going to be tested? We know Giuliano, Zaz, Potter, a plethora of experience, players. The issue is, as a 5-man lineup, as a 5-player lineup, is, you know, this experience as a team going to be tested? And right now, you know, individually, look at it across the board on paper, right? Vilga and Tika, they won the WSG European qualifier. Potter, staple of the female North American scene. And then you have, obviously, you know, Giuliano, Zaz as well. The most recognizable, arguably the best players in female CS. So why are they struggling right now? And if the question comes into a 14-14 scoreline, will there be cracks and crevices that get exposed?
Well, this is the thing. Is this where issues start to arise? Obviously for ARES as well, they just have to try and play it slow now, play their game against this light force that's going to be coming out. Just a couple of pistols here and there, nothing really too ridiculous, as Vilga has actually got the MP9 to work with. You can actually pull out quite a couple of cheeky headshots with it if you are given the opportunity to do so. If they do encroach towards this B site and don't clear her angle, that's when she might be able to cause some mischief. But right now, looking like they are delegating to go towards the A site.
Contact play. First strike found at 1, Soul M4. Zaz will find one that comes in. Doesn't quite connect that one to the ARES players, which means M4 taken out of the equation now for ARES Gaming. They're going to resituate themselves back towards the B bomb site. Only Vilga defending towards B with just the one MP9, as you mentioned earlier. It can be prolific, only if it lands those key headshots up close.
Well, they have recovered that M4 as well. Luckily, it fell their side towards mid. Giuliano now going to be grabbing the AWP. They've got a fairly efficient bit of firepower to play with, but timing is going to be tremendous. Vilga here as well. She needs to go huge. She's been dominating on the server in terms of frags, but can she just rip through them with the MP9? Apparently, Rez can, as all of a sudden it's just left on Cindy. A 1v2, Giuliano with a peek. Giuliano with the round.
15-13, match points secured now for ARES Gaming, guaranteed overtime as a bare minimum, and now for ARES they can no longer win in regulation. They have to force OT, Jack. They have to accumulate 2 more rounds, force the 15-15 scoreline, and try and bounce back into overtime. They want a chance of going 1-0 in this group, and obviously for ARES Gaming, right, and both these teams, favourites for the whole tournament. You win this first matchup, the next opponent you face is going to be drastically weaker, so it's a high chance you make it into the top 4.
This is true in terms of the battle of the entries as well. This queue looking good as they trade back. Zaz going to go 1-for-1 as well as it's 4v4. Stalemate as they're pushing in. The trades galore, Snod. We're already in a 3 versus 3. The bomb is down, but it's recoverable. Vilga and coach need to push at the correct timings. Constant trades consistently. It's all on Vilga. She's down. ARES grabbed that round. How are they achieving this? They're bringing it back from the brink of just complete destruction every time. 14-15, it all rides on this. This is the decider of whether or not we're going to be getting into overtime. And ARES, they're going to have to force every last penny into this round. Their bank account doesn't look healthy.
Brute force play towards middle there, Jack. Straight through mid, up through the mid ramp. They find the frags across the board towards the CT side of defense. And ARES Gaming unable to conjure up a strong enough defense towards the base site. May just be reading overtime in front of our very eyes. 2 M4s, 1 CZ, P250, that's it there for Zaz. Backed up by the HE grenade. There's a Deagle as well for Vilga, who does invest into the defuse kit. So there's a chance in terms of the retake here for ARES Gaming. Smoke coming out towards the back of the platform. But there's no Molotov here to flush out. I believe it's Dish Q in towards the cubby, towards the wood here. Will actually throw her own Molotov. Smart play. Denying as much as she puts in.
Though somehow gets away. Potter and her, both of them traded down to 49 HP as the damage was done, but no real initial frags, just tags. Here comes Zaz. She goes for the drive-by Pink Zaz! What? She's just obliterated everyone, Snods. Absolutely done them.
45 seconds left here. The AK retrieve. P comes out with the timing. Not in her favour. Shows her back. Tori exploits that. Smoke going to be retrieved. Does she know there's 2 players stationed towards A long? Vilga as well there. Not headshot, but the body shot is just enough. Dish Q goes down, leaving Tori now in the 1 versus 3.
Tori, she needs to go huge. She wants to stay alive. There are angles. There's the spam from Giuliano. And that is going to be the game as we do see ARES picking it up. 16-14, Snods. That is just ridiculous. Everything down to the wire there.
Yeah, I'm glad as well. Like, we saw both pistols being won by each team, right? Would have been a shame just to have, you know, the 10-5 scoreline from ARES on the T side of Cobblestone, bulldozer over them that their CT side, win the pistol, and from there just make, you know, a 16-7, a 16-9. Instead, we really saw ARES can go toe-to-toe in terms of skill, in terms of strategy, and they could definitely compete at the top level here.
Yeah, and I mean, that round as well being decided essentially by the fact that Zaz was just able to get a free K that was just filth out of nowhere.
Heartbreaking as well for those players for ARES. You know, they tried to fight back from adversity, come back into it. Remember as well, right, to force the 15-13 scoreline.
Yeah.
It was, what, 1 M4 onto Zaz, an MP9 there, I believe, for Potter towards the B bomb set. But apart from that, bare bones by, and they were able to, you know, accumulate that 50th round. And obviously, Zaz there with the P250 and 1 HE grenade. And that's the thing, right? You pair the pistol with the HE grenade. HE grenade does what? 20, 30 damage towards A long, and then suddenly that P250 works almost like a deagle.
Yeah, and that's true. It was the confidence to go for that bold play as well, and you can just see that's all they needed in those moments of greatness. We said, especially for Rez, they're a team that when they actually do start popping off, it's because they go for an audacious play. They go for something a little bit bold. It seemed like for a while there through the middle of the game, they kind of had cold feet. They couldn't quite have their heads in the right moments, but as soon as they got into clutch time and they got into the crunch, they knew exactly how to deal with it.
Yeah, you could definitely see a bit of worry there, a bit of paranoia, a bit of rust is probably the best way to describe it, because obviously there isn't an abundance of female events across the board, across the year, sorry. You have your WSGs. Nationalities, though, are thrown into the equation where, you know, we saw Dynasty, female, I believe, which was Giuliano, Zaz, and whatnot. And then you have Vilga, Antika as well, test my knowledge, and Antika as well onto the Russian side of things. So it does mix up the teams. You don't really see the best possible female Counter-Strike.
Yeah, you got to see those national mixes. But obviously for Rez, a fantastic win over in Group B. They get their first game done and dusted, and that's what they need to do. An upset potential coming in there for ARES would have been huge in terms of their storyline, them actually developing throughout the tournament. But for them, it's going to be a bit of a harder run now as they go 0-1 in terms of the groups. But there is still a lot more to come. Obviously, 4 more matchups throughout the day here over on Group B. Hopefully my voice holds up for that.
Let's see.
But we will be back with the next matchup briefly.